Back up.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Today is a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Minnesota Vikings and the Washington.
Oh, damn, that's a lot as hell.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. So this game, Charles, you know, we talked about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that, and by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half, backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know the funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing, Jones. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jones. There goes a deep ball, end zone. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the Vikings are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover.
I really don't think you can fault the decision-making here, because your offensive quarterback, they really had a big week last week, and you're ready for them to go again here. Not the anticipated result, of course, but you definitely understand why they did what they did. That quarterback's been hot. You want to keep the ball in his hands and see if he can keep the magic going.
Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. There's Trimble, the tight end. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 34.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Back to throw here. Philip Dorsett hauls it in. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They've worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Commanders are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Jones throw here on target to Hurst. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Now Jones. Again, that's Hurst. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
18, look for 18. You can't block me.
Operating from the gun, Jones. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Back to throw. Jones eluding the pressure right. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Daniel Jones, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Commanders take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 41.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Eddie Jackson picks it. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick six.
Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. No run back here for Jones. A touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Right back to him on first down as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. 43 yards rushing for him now to this point. These two teams all tied after 1. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 13 yards there and a Washington first.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been a running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun. Jones. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. The kick by Sanders is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Being chased out left. And this heads straight to the sideline. I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, they won't. Here comes the flag. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Blocked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A gain of 32 that time.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Jones from the gun, he'll throw. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. Not the 1st and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up. Check 45 the mic. Check 45 the mic. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
2nd down and goal. Jones buying time to his left. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Jones. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Jones with touchdown number 7 on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Six yards left on second down. They'll look to throw. He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor. A big play there for Minnesota. 46 yards. They'll try to run with Edmonds. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Chase Edmonds, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Long now will kick it away following the touchdown. And he is out of bounds here on the return. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they may just be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They go play action here on first down. Deep ball for Goodwin. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Washington. Marquise Goodwin, 64 yards. And the Commanders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Now a play fake here on first down. And he's got Dorsett complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A very solid gain of 27.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Flushed out right. That caught by Trimble. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Back to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 41. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared, had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
On second down, here's the option. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete into the hands of Trimble. And out across midfield, down to the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
On second down, this is Edmonds. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. That'll be caught. It's Rager. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
They go quickly here out to Moore. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On 2nd down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
They'll run with Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Edwards-Helaire is in. Touchdown, Minnesota. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Here's Jones off the play fake. Steps away to his left. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Here's Michael Pilardi now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. On the return, Jackson. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Back now at FedEx Field. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Flush to his right. He'll get this to his running back, Edmonds. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. They rolled out of the pocket right, and I think he wanted a little something more out of that play, obviously. Instead, he hit a safety valve.
It looked like two well-coached teams there, even though there was no yardage gain. Because the offensive guys, hey, they realized their quarterback was out of the pocket. All the receivers went to the right spots, tried to get in his sight line, tried to open themselves up. Just nowhere to go where they could gain yardage. How about the defensive guys, though? Did not lose leverage and kept their poise and made a really nice play.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
To try again after the sack. Jones. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Washington on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Operating from the gun. Jones hit and the ball's out. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. 53 yards on the ground for him so far.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. A solid gain of 7 yards that time on the keeper and a 1st down. So he is able to turn that into positive yardage, but I think it's fair to say that those are not the shots you're wanting your quarterback to have to absorb.
And he has to know sometimes when to say when. You have to know when to give yourself up, and let's face it, not easy for these guys to do because they're competitors as well. But sometimes you do learn your lesson the hard way, as he did there.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They're going to look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't 3rd down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the 1st down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
On the very outer edge of field goal range, it would be 56 yards if they got nothing here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. All the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Josh Allen in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Here's Ty Long now as he'll punt it away for the second time. .31 yards on the punt there. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 2nd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Jones. Deep ball for Goodwin. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Washington. Marquise Goodwin. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Commanders use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. The former 3rd overall pick, Quinnen Williams, there to bring him down. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
And twice in a row, the quarterback goes down. This offense needs 2 scores, not giving up 2 sacks.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
Jones looking around. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, going to be a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one, and that one falls incomplete.
Jones. And he's not quite going to get to the marker. It'll be a gain of 8 on 3rd and 10. Now Jones. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. So a victory here for the Commanders. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Commanders,
the train just keeps rolling. 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, the struggles intensify as they drop to 2-6 now on the year. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.